I was just saying, it looks like he's trying to go on back.
Okay, here we go. I'm just gonna let everybody in. Good morning, Joe.
Morning, sir.
We're just waiting for Miss Gates.
Okay, and you know, we have also Dominic from the defenders with us today, helping out today too.
Very well. In the matter of People versus ICUS on 24778. Appearances for the record.
Your Honor, Dominic is for this gentleman, so we're just waiting for Dominic to get logged on.
Mr. Gus representing McMurrin.
Right there.
Mr. Gus, I have called the McMurrin case.
Oh.
All right. In the matter of People versus McMurrin on 24765.
Please support James Gus on behalf of this McMurrin. We have reviewed the complaint and waive its formal reading or please is not guilty.
Yeah. Let me do this. I recognize that you've been retained. I do show, though, some items, but I don't know the judicial segment. It's not clear on the documentation I have. I'll take the bond request under advisement, and then I'll let you know. Are you in the courthouse for other matters?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Recalling People versus ICUS on 24778.
Morning, Your Honor. Dominic Lombardia for Mr. ICUS for arraignment purposes only. He'll waive the reading, enter a plea of not guilty, and ask for referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel, and his mailing address on the police report is correct, Your Honor.
All right. Court one or plea of not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam is 2:15 at 10:15 back in this courtroom. I believe, however, we are going to move that up to the 14th. I have another matter with Mr. ICUS that is scheduled on that day. As to bond.
He's a lifelong resident of the county. He's been at the same address for 2.5 years. His highest education level includes a GED. He does use CMH and TTI services and is active with treatment there. He is on bond for aggravated stalking and missed a sentencing yesterday while incarcerated. However, on these current charges, the complaining witnesses are his brother and sister. It's not a relationship, not an intimate relationship dynamic. And he's asking the court to set an affordable 10% bond, Your Honor.
At this time, given the nature of the cases, I also believe that there is a bench warrant outstanding up in circuit court. I will address the issue of bond if it hasn't been posted, but at this time, bond will be set at $50,000, cash surety, no contact with the victims.
Understood.
In the matter of People versus Jimenez on file number 24753, appearances for the record.
Anna Gates on behalf of Mr. Jimenez. We waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty, and referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
Court one or plea of not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam is set for 2:23 at 9 a.m. Preliminary exam is set for February 29th at 4 p.m. That will be in front of Judge Clark. As to bond, please.
As to bond, Mr. Jimenez lives at 1617 North Mason, apartment 11, Saginaw, Michigan 48602. He has been a lifelong resident of Saginaw of 28 years. He is currently unemployed and is supporting 5 children under the age of 18. and he was forthcoming about his prior criminal record. We do understand the nature of the charges, and we are asking the court for a reasonable 10% cash assurity.
Is he on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor. Oh. Yes, he is.
All right. Because I do show that there is a parole violation. All right, let me make a record. Defendant appears there are over 10 counts involving controlled substances, also firearms. Given the nature of the charges, which includes delivery and manufacture of methamphetamines. Also cocaine. And then firearms as well that were found. Bond will be set at $200,000 cash surety. In the matter of People versus Bridgewater on file number 24775.
Hannah Gates, on behalf of Mr. Bridgewater, we waive the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty, and a referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
Court winner, plea of not guilty, Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam conference is set for 2/14 at 11:30. Preliminary exam is set for 2/21 at 1:30. That will be in front of Judge Jones. As to bond, please.
As to bond, Mr. Bridgewater, Michigan 48601. He has been a lifelong resident of Saginaw of 29 years. He does have gainful employment at Eddie Mays, and he does do home improvement. He does have 6 children under the age of 18. He was forthcoming about his prior criminal record. He does have an upcoming cases on the 14th and on the 21st. And he does have a record of some drug offenses. We do understand the nature of the charges, and we are asking the court for a reasonable 10% cash surety bond or a PR bond.
Is he out on bond on the file number 24714 then, which also involves a delivery?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. Given the nature of the charges, given that the defendant is out on bond, given that the date of the alleged offense in this case is 2/6, which would also include why he was out on bond. At this time, bond would be set at $200,000 cash surety. Regarding People versus Evander Scott, 24764, appearances for the record.
Hannah Gates, on behalf of Mr. Scott, we waive the formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty, and referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel.
Court winner, plea of not guilty, refer to the Office of Assigned Counsel. Court date I have is pre-exam on 2/21 at 11 a.m. Preliminary exam is set for 2/28 at 9:30. That will be in front of Judge Fickner. As to bond, please.
As to bond, Your Honor, Mr. Scott, Saginaw, Michigan 48601. He has been a lifelong resident of Saginaw of 32 years. He is currently unemployed and does support 1 child under the age of 18. He does have some pending warrants, one in Kent County and another one. And one is for child support and one is for court fees. He was forthcoming about his prior criminal record and regarding weapons and felonious assault. We do understand the nature of the offenses, and we are asking the court for a reasonable 10% cash surety.
Let's see, date of birth I have is 8/31/91.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I see a warrant up in up in Bessemer, up in Gogebic.
Yep, that's correct, Your Honor.
Yeah, doesn't look like they'll be coming south of the bridge for him. Kent County has a statewide pickup. All right. In addition, let me make a record. Defendant's charged with approximately 10 counts involving delivery, manufacture of substances, including cocaine, fentanyl. Also, firearms are involved. Given the nature of the charges, given that there are bench warrants outstanding, given the concern with regard to safety of the community, and in addition to whether or not the defendant would appear, bond will be set at $200,000 cash surety. Regarding People versus Richard Trevino, 24752.
Thank you, Your Honor. Dominic Lombardia for Mr. Trevino for arraignment purposes only. He'll waive the reading, enter a plea of not guilty, and ask for referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel. His best mailing address is at
Court will enter plea of not guilty. Office of Assigned Counsel. Pre-exam conference is set for February 15th at 10 a.m. That will be in this courtroom. As to bond, please.
Mr. Trevino is a lifelong resident of the county. He's been at the same address for 1 year where he's raising his son. He's a high school graduate, pays about $1,000 per month in child support for 4 children. He does have a CCW on his prior record, but nothing assaultive in his criminal history. He's indicated, and he'd asked the court for a 10% bond that he could afford to post, Your Honor.
He's on active probation or parole.
I would defer to the lien, Your Honor. I think I forgot to ask him.
I'm showing that he is. 17. 46th Circuit. He was out on pled guilty. There's delivery there. Case 21. Delivery. All right. Defendant is charged with approximately 17 counts. They involve delivery and manufacture of substances, including fentanyl, methamphetamines, Suboxone, oxycodone, cocaine. In addition, he's also charged with gun charges as well. He has a prior record with regard to other matters involving delivery and manufacture of substances going back to 21, going back to 17. In addition, he has a case out of 10th Circuit regarding retaliating against a witness. There was a probation violation. Given the nature of the charges, given the defendant's prior record, bond will be set at $500,000 cash surety only, with a GPS if posted.
Just quick on these. These are the ones that you already did, the first lady.
Yeah.
These are from May. They're all civil infractions of last year. You just want to
Well, let me see. Jail, is Miss McMurran, excuse me, still there?
Yes, sir, we can have her come in.
All right. Let me just, let's see. Miss Gates, did you have Miss McMurran?
Yes, I did.
Okay, that's on, was it just the ticket?
No,
Yeah, these are all,
She also has a felony complaint as well.
we already called that? We already did the felony?
Oh,
These were probably just got separated, Judge.
So I have some tickets that were separated from her file. I just wanted to take care of those as well.
okay.
Does she just want to plead no, just suspend on these?
Yes, Your Honor.
They are going back to 23. Okay. Plead responsible, suspend. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I just seen them pull them out of that one file, so I know they got separated from the original file. So
Your Honor, what was her bond for the felony?
I don't recall.
50,000.
60,000 PR day report.
60,000 PR with day reporting. I had a chance to review the lien. She had Mr. Gus. That's why I didn't remember Miss Gates. I apologize.
Oh, no, you're
Um,
good. Thank you.
We'll let Mr. Gus know. In the matter of People versus Matthew Williams on 24755,
Dominic Lombardia for Mr. Williams for arraignment purposes only. He will enter a plea of not guilty. He will be hiring his own attorney, although we don't have a name for the court just yet. And his best mailing address, Saginaw 48602.
court winner plea of not guilty. Also assigned counsel if he still needs to have an attorney appointed, if he's unable to hire one. Pre-exam is going to be 2:20 at 2:30. Preliminary exam is 2:26 at 3:30. That will be in front of Judge Fickner. As to bond,
Mr. Williams has been at the same address in Saginaw for 4 to 5 years. He's a high school graduate and has had the same job at Stellar Moving Company for over 1 year now. He's raising a child at home and also paying about $66 per week in child support for his other children. He does have some limited criminal history, including OWI and attempted B&E, but nothing too extreme, it appears. And he'd ask the court to consider a PR bond, Your Honor.
is he on federal probation?
I'm not sure, Your Honor. I would have to defer to the lien again.
Do you have warrants out of Texas?
Where?
Dallas.
No, I don't have any in Texas. I've never been to Texas.
Are you on federal probation?
No,
What's your date of birth?
10/16/1990.
You say 10/16/1990?
Yes, sir.
Do you have a case over in Lapeer?
Yeah. But I don't know all the, everything about it yet. I was hiring a lawyer for that, and I was going to take care of that situation. And they came pick me up.
I have a date of warrant out of Texas from, it looks like 11/23 of 22.
Never even been to Texas.
Date of birth 10/16/90.
Yeah. But I've never even been there.
All right. And all right, yeah, you have the same date of birth with regard to, although the date of birth. Yeah, you have a warrant out of Lapeer on 1/8 of 24. All right. All right, given the nature of the charges, given that defendant has a warrant outstanding on a CSC second degree under 13 with aggravated indecent exposure with regard to the charges here as to methamphetamine and resistant obstructing, bond will be set on this case at 20,000 cash surety with day reporting if he makes bond. People versus Zariski. 3620214 A and B.
Dominic Lombardia for Mr. Zariski for arraignment purposes only. He indicated he was under the impression that these matters were dismissed, Your Honor, and that's why he didn't appear, that he didn't see any new notices and just had come to believe they were dismissed. But he said he does have a seizure condition every day for the past 3 years, including last night and this morning at the jail. And he's asking for the court to consider a PR bond, Your Honor. Oh, and I guess another reason.
Appeared to
he's
be
not
drug
appointed.
tested today. How would he test?
Not sure, Your Honor. Mr. Zariski?
Yes,
I drug tested today, how would you test?
I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. Your
Any
Honor.
prior convictions for substance use?
No, sir. I don't drink
about that?
or do drugs. I don't drink.
What
or do
happened back in 2008?
drugs. I don't know.
About felony drug conviction? You have a bench warrant out of Midland?
For what?
Apparently 30 seconds of companionship led to a lifetime of responsibility. Your date of birth, just double check. Sometimes I get that wrong. Let me just double check.
I live in,
Nope, same date of
Saginaw.
birth, same name, same description. All right. This is the third bench warrant this court's had to set. Bond will be set at $300 cash only. $300 cash only. We'll set these up within the next couple of days, Mr. Zariski.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Abraham.
With regard to People versus Abraham, 223155 and then 8921609 A and B. Appearances for the record.
Hannah Gates on behalf of Mr. Abraham, we waive the formal read. These are, I believe these were
Bench
some
warrants.
bench warrants. He was asking if he could set up a payment plan for each of the $225.
Well, first he'd have to appear for a pretrial so they can be resolved. I have at least 2 non-appearance on these matters.
Your Honor, during those times, he was homeless, and so that is why he didn't appear. I don't believe he was getting his court notices.
Is he booked on any other, on another matter? I thought I saw that he may have been booked on.
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
All right, let me do this. He may have a case upstairs. I don't know. There's a 21 case. I don't have a judicial segment, but I do show that it's there. Let me do this. I'll take under advisement so the jail diversion person can talk to him, and then we'll go from there, find out why he isn't showing up.
I'm set there.
All right. In the matter of People versus Bryant Brown, 233796, appearances for the record.
Hannah Gates on behalf of Mr. Brown, we waive the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty and referral to the Office of Assigned Counsel. Mr. Brown did want to indicate that he did not appear to his pre-exam conference. It's because he was in Bay County Jail, Your Honor.
Recall the bench warrant. Refer to Judge Fickner. When was he released from Bay County?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
This morning.
All right, let me do this. I'll talk to Judge Fickner's court to see what she wants to do. You have a pretty lengthy record involving,
Your Honor,
all right.
may I say something?
Probably best not to. Let me talk to Judge Fickner. Right now, if I had to do a bond, I would leave it as the 7,500 cash surety. But I want to double check with her and then also look at Vine Link, which is the issue with regard to other jails and coordinating. So let me talk to Judge Fickner.